Toward 2 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Happy June to all. And we are broadcasting on Facebook and on KaiserTV.com to welcome you to the June edition of Coffee with Cathy. So I've got my mug of Joe right here to get me going. It's a slightly cloudy morning, but that's okay. The sun always shines with folks here in Kaiser. It's my pleasure to welcome my friends and guests, Colleen Bush from the Kaiser Fire District, Diane Watson from the Chemeketa Community College Board of Education, Ramiro Navarro from the Chariots Board of Directors, and new with us today is the newly elected school board representative from Zone 6, which is Kaiser, and that's Chrissy Hudson. So we're glad to welcome her to the program. Pastor Dominguez sends his regards. He is attending a very happy celebration of a college graduation, which is just wonderful for him and his friends and family. So we'll catch up with him next month, and there's going to be tons. So be sure to tune in next month because we'll have a special edition getting ready for the August Kaiser Fest when we hear from the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce. Just leading off today, want to share a few things with you all. Got so much going on in our community, and I want to share a couple of things. Oops, I probably should get that screen up. So today, as all of you should know, and I hope you know, and you're checking my page, we are having a huge community-wide celebration for the Kaiser 40th birthday. Just give you an idea of some of the things that we'll be doing. We've got the inside stage with all sorts of great entertainment. We'll be leading off at 10 o'clock with some of our former city councilors and present city councilors who are here in town, and just celebrate the volunteers who have worked so hard to make sure that we have a city 40 years in the making and going strong. Just to give people an idea of what it takes, only one other city since Kaiser in 1982 has successfully incorporated. It's a huge step for a community to go from community and unincorporated into being a city. And it's not just the paperwork with the state and feds and so forth and so on, but it's a community commitment. And I am so blessed to be part of a community and a team that is serving our community in a volunteer in this capacity. So one of the things Kaiser likes to do is to celebrate, and I'm going to see if I can get this screen. Oh, here we go. So just to share a few things happening today, we'll have our opening ceremonies, and I hope you all can see, yes. Just some of the inside events inside the Civic Center. We'll have opening ceremonies with our counselors. We'll have Casa de la Cultura. We're going to have Kaiser Oral Histories. We're going to dedicate our Rosalie's Cows as a art installation at the roundabout. Although we're not going to be standing in the roundabout because we don't want people standing there. That's not a place to stand. It's a place to look. But many communities put public art in their roundabouts. We have one roundabout, and it's time for one art installation. So we'll be doing that to honor the tremendous contributions of Rosalie Herbermore and her family to agriculture and the community here in the Mid-Willamette Valley. We'll have instrumental groups, including our Kaiser community bands. So that's just a little bit of what's happening. It is free and open to everyone. So we hope folks will come on down. Also happening in our community, well, we're not done after this weekend. On Tuesday, we will have the first of our Summer of Trashy Tuesdays. So this is put on by the Kaiser Environmental Division, and it's a chance for people to get out, and there it is, found it, and enjoy the outdoors and help make our environment cleaner, and to learn about the waterways in Kaiser. So you can sign up on the kaiser.org website or go to the Facebook page and find this logo for Trashy Tuesdays. Do litter cleanup along our wonderful waterways and see Kaiser from not just on the sidewalks and the roads, but around our waterways and our parks. So that is always fun. I can't make this this particular month because we have a city council meeting also on Tuesday Normally we're on Mondays, but as everyone knows, Monday is Juneteenth, and that is going to be a holiday and a great remembrance of the occurrence of Juneteenth, which marked the end of slavery for African Americans, as the announcement was made in Galveston, Texas, on that date in I think it was 83. I could have the year wrong. It was way overdue, and it's a day definitely worth celebrating and commemorating. Then the next day, our survey will close. So we've been doing a survey for the community. We need to hear from everybody. We want to know what you think, because we are doing a strategic plan for our community, and we want to make sure that what you think, what's important to you as a member of our community, is recorded as we do the work for our long-range plan and strategic planning. So please go to the city website. I'll pop it up later in the program so you can see what it looks like, and then we will be able to hear from you as we create our first ever strategic plan. And then another great event this week to wrap up, and we will have Public Works Day. So that's going to be a fun celebration for folks in our community to learn about public works. It's going to be at Kaiser Rapids Park, and we invite people to come on down. There's the logo. You can see what's going on between 10 and 2. Great for the whole family, and we hope that you all can come down and enjoy food, fun, outdoor activity, and learn more about our parks and public works on Public Works Day, June 22nd, 10 to 2. We've had this flyers on our website and on our Facebook page for folks to copy that information, and please share, share, share. I want to share we also have it in, there it is, for English and Spanish speaking families. So we want folks to be able to spread the word and come on down to Kaiser Rapids Park. Lastly, we do have some tents popping up around town. Every single year it is for fireworks. And we want to make sure people understand there are legal fireworks and there are not legal fireworks. This is news to absolutely nobody. Okay. And we are really being much more proactive about making sure people understand the difference and use legal fireworks only when they are permitted. If it is not the 4th of July and if you're shooting off legal fireworks, 10 o'clock, you're done. Okay, 10 p.m., done. The neighbors and the dogs don't need to hear it at 11 and 12. 10 o'clock is late enough to blow things legally and make noise. So we do have an ordinance in place that allows our public safety officers to make sure that people understand and follow these rules for our neighborhood safety and just the well-being of absolutely everybody. So remember to keep it legal, keep it safe. We want people to enjoy our Independence Day holiday. Big fireworks displays will be happening at the fairgrounds and at the Volcano Stadium. They're always wonderful, they're safe, they're great for the whole family. And we encourage people to enjoy the big ones done by professionals. Keep it legal, keep it safe. On the 4th of July, yes, you can go to midnight, but then night stops at midnight. You don't need to be blowing stuff up later into the night. Again, this is for the health, safety, and just the enjoyment for people in our community to celebrate safely. So with that, that's kind of the big stuff happening for the city of Kaiser. I'm looking forward to seeing you down at the Civic Center today between 10 and 7 for all the great events happening to celebrate Kaiser at 40. And I think well, Kaiser is definitely younger than the fire district, and I think younger than Chariots. I think that was established before 1982. And definitely a school district, and I think Chemeketa. So I think we are some of the youngster here. Fire district, Colleen, welcome to the program. It's always good to see you. Thanks for being on. And great stuff happening at the fire district.
Yes, there a lot of things are happening, and thank you for having me represent Kaiser Fire District. Director Hart is on a much needed vacation out of country, and she says, Colleen, will you do this for me? Yes, I think I remember how. So I put down some notes. It might take me a few minutes. Just a reminder, we are 75 years old. Kaiser Fire District was established in 1948. We just had our 75th anniversary last month. And that's the picture I really wanted to show. If Mayor Clark happens to have one of all the retired and past volunteers and career who were there. It's a pretty fabulous afternoon. We are a special district. And we had our election in May. So we have 2 new directors elect. We serve the same area as our city, plus some of Marion County. And our Greg Ego is finishing out 22 and a half years service with Kaiser Fire. He took like a year and a half off and came back. Chet Patterson is finishing 8 years of service, and he was one of the original city councilors for the city of Kaiser. So he's done the gamut. He is off vacationing too. And then in July, we'll swear in our new directors-elect, Kevin Clark. He's a former Marion County firefighter and officer, and Sheridan Fire Chief? Nope, I got it wrong.
He was the chief at West Valley Fire District
West
for about
Valley
4 years.
And he has helped our neighbors up the canyon with some things that they needed to have done as well. So he's well qualified for the job. And our second newly elected director is Louis Reiswick, owner of AJ's Hideaway and KBCY Radio, and a longtime community member and a volunteer. He's a busy man as well. So a variety of folks on our board. Joe Van Meter will continue, Betty Hart, and myself. And Joe and I are in the middle of our, middle of our term. Betty was reelected. Yay, we have a good team. So I want to say thanks to our community for all of that, for attending our Mother's Day breakfast. We served over 600 people. Our career and volunteers and our newly volunteer support staff was part of that. They got the special t-shirt to wear. And that consists pretty much of our personnel's families and friends and some community members who really wanted to help out. They don't really want to be climbing ladders and putting out fires, but they want to help with Kaiser Fire District in some way. So we're working on some extra policies to put that all into place and make it official. I want to thank our community for coming out to Soggy Day in the Park, where we had a table there. And I think there's a fire breakfast. Yes. The attendees at Soggy Day in Park got to try on some uniforms and maybe work the fire hose. And I heard it was a great event. Our future activities today will be at the city party. We'll have our ladder truck there. It went in for service earlier in the week. Hopefully it comes back and is there. And they're going to do what's called an egg drop, where people who want to see if their egg will survive the drop from the top of the ladder or however high they have it up, you get to put it in some kind of container, protect it as best as you can, and drop it. Then see if it opens up. It's not going to be all over the ground, basically contained. So that's a great experiment, especially for like 6th graders. They love to do that kind of thing. And June 22nd, we'll also be at the City Parks Public Works Day, and we'll talk about wildfire prevention and summer safety. And then our board meeting is again, we are also meeting on Tuesday. We're scheduled to have our acceptance of election results and talk about some other topics. You can find our agenda at kaiserfire.com. We will also be having our budget hearing. I believe that we've had to schedule that for Friday because there's a glitch somewhere. So that might be a special meeting. But again, it's budget season and it's almost done because the new season starts July 1st. I know that Romero's been through that as well. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. The rest of you as public servants, we have a certain budget calendar. You have to follow all these steps and do it properly. So, and we're looking at having in the future another hands-only CPR class that the community can join in on and learn about that. There was one in April, I think. So it's takes about an hour. Watch for that on the website as well. Huge thanks again for our budget committee members. We also, besides our board of directors, the members of the directors, we each have a community representative to join the budget committee. And I want to shout out their names. We had L'Oreal Williams, Don McBride, Patty Tisher of the Gubster Neighborhood Association, Jennifer Palaniuk from Salem Leadership Foundation, getting my tongue tied, and Kaiser United. And our last one was Donna Bradley. So thank you very much for helping us with that great discussion. As you can see, we're more than just a fire station. We do more than put out fires. We are also emergency medical response. And most of our 600 plus calls a month do go are EMS related, which requires a lot of training and collaboration. We collaborate with Marion County for mutual aid. We're sharing a station with them now at Clear Lake, number 6. We have some apparatus and a couple of our folks out there on a routine basis so we can get to those calls in North Kaiser at a quicker response time. We train with Kaiser Police because we often respond to the same calls together. We have to have that working relationship. We work with Kaiser Public Works, especially if there's a spill we have to take care of so it does not get into our waterways. We're trying to take care of our city as well as our people. Collaborate with Salem Health and area surrounding hospitals and ambulance services. So there's a lot of discussion to make sure that we are top-notch prepared in your emergency. I know that for like say the electric, you just want to make sure your light turns on. You just want to make sure the fire people get to your emergency and know what they're doing. But it takes a lot of background work to do that. Just want to make sure the bus comes when I need to get on the bus. There's a lot of background work to support that. We're also have continuing discussions for disaster preparedness. For when the big one comes, we can work together with our other communities and do that. And conflagrations have begun. Fires in the surrounding areas, they need people to get out there, people and apparatus to help put out those fires. And fire districts and fire agencies throughout Oregon, Washington, Idaho, California, we all work together to help each other out. Again, more conversations, more training. There's one specific thing I needed to remember, one of those acronyms. They just had the Metro Area Wildland School last week. And over 2 days, 200 firefighters were able to participate in training and check off certifications. 7 of our firefighters were there, personnel were there. And our very own Rachel Brozovic was on multiple news outlets as the, I forgot what PIO stands for.
Public Information Officer.
Thank you. So she served as that and did an excellent job. So, and as far as other collaborations, we're looking for grants to help support things. And you all know what grants mean. The people on the call do, right? You're saying, we need to have some money from this agency or that they have this offered to help you out. And then we have to prove that we deserve that money. So that's a constant ongoing conversation. We also have a water rescue team that have been training, and they are also in discussions with regional cooperation. So Kaiser Fire, look out from us, look out, here we come, we're part of everything. And the City of Kaiser's strategic plan, speaking of cooperation, is important to us. Even though we are a special district, we do work within the city, and we need to work with our city personnel, and how decisions they make affect how we can respond to an emergency. One of the things we're looking in the future is more space for our personnel that we need to increase the number of, because cities of Kaiser is growing and we need more people to help respond to those emergencies. So how do we expand? I remember on my the strategic plan interview call this week, talking about the urban growth boundary and talking about the Kaiser Fire needs some extra space for the equipment that we need to have so we can, be that top-notch responder. So lots of future discussions coming up. On top of that, we are going to have a levy on the ballot in November to increase funding to provide to pay for the personnel. And down the road, we'll probably have another bond for equipment capital. 2 ways to pay for things, 3 county grants. So to round this out, 4th of July, yes, Mayor Clark, keep it safe, keep it legal. We don't want to respond to your party. We want you to enjoy your party. Stay hydrated. Come down and tour the station. I heard that the JLAD dogs, the
JLAD,
JLAD. I know that stands for
Joys of Living Assistance Dogs.
Yes, they were down touring the station so that they could get used to what the fire engine sounds like, what a person looks like in a uniform when they're assisting their person. So again, join us Tuesday at 7 online or in person for our board meeting, and ask Deputy Fire Marshal Anne-Marie Storms about veggie straws. Thank you very much.
We got a question in the chat. What time is the egg drop? Does anybody know?
I thought it was at 1 and it might be at 2. So I think it's an ongoing, it's not going to be just one thing.
Starts at 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in the comments here and let folks know. Thank you so much, Colleen, and thank you and the board and the staff for the great work and lots going on. What I'd like to do now is introduce the newest contributor to Coffee with Cathy, Chrissy Hudson. Congratulations on the election and joining public service for the people of Kaiser as the Zone 6 director for the Salem-Kaiser School Board starting in July. If you want to take a few minutes, introduce yourselves to our viewers and how they can get a hold of you and what's ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. This is so great and an honor, and I have to apologize in advance because this is my, like you said, first time. It'll be interesting to see if I do have the honor of being welcome back in the future, how things progress. So apologies if if you want more data that I didn't come up with. It may not be as fulfilling and lengthy as the last. That was so wonderful. So thanks for all those updates. And really quick, and as far as I'll have to get back as way to get a hold of me right now. I think I just have my social media page on Facebook and Instagram, Chrissy for Kids, still available to reach out. Because and that's really the best way currently. And with school board meetings they're every other Tuesday of every month, and you can find the links on Salkeiz. I'll spell it all out, salkeiz.k12.or.us. And what's super wonderful is that this month, for the first time in many, we were able to reopen. Our district was the school board meeting. So it's wonderful news. Of course, we had met so many members of the community that had vocalized their want for that. So I was happy to see that honored. And so that is, and I have the address, I should have it memorized in front of me again here, on Commercial Street. It's 2575 Southeast. And those are usually from 6 to 9. Sometimes they run a little less, sometimes a little more. And they are getting ready to go ahead and acknowledge the folks that were elected this time. So in Zone 2, it was Cynthia Richardson, and Zone 4, Dr. Satya Chandragiri was reelected. So that's exciting that an incumbent was. And then myself and I'm sorry, did I say Zone 6? Zone 4 for Satya, Zone 6 for me, and Kaiser. So I'm very eager and excited to start something new. We also have a new superintendent, all starting July 1st. Andrea, she's been very pleasant, and so I really look forward to see what things we can do all working together moving forward with the Salem Kaiser district. It was an honor to be able to meet and reach so many folks during the election and hear their concerns, needs, and questions. And I really do hope that they're not shy to keep those coming, because together we're going to move forward. So thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you will be a regular on Coffee with Cathy. This has been such a great opportunity as this program has evolved to welcome everybody who is serving in elected capacity representing the people of Kaiser, and look forward to your work and for us teaming up together. I did have an opportunity to meet incoming Superintendent Castaneda. Very wonderful conversation, and it won't be the last. She's very interested in keeping those conversations going with the communities that Salem Kaiser School District serves. Mayor Hoy and I met with her in with our city managers, and wanted to know more about our community, what she was, the opportunity that she was going to be able to serve and understand who we are in this wonderful, diverse Salem Kaiser area. So welcome aboard, and we look forward to working with you and teaming up on behalf of our students and families and community. Great job.
Thank you so much for organizing this and being that hub to keep that communication open, because that's key. And we're very blessed to have the team that we do in Kaiser, honestly, and really our whole community for Salem Kaiser. So thanks. I'm so pleased to hear that. And yeah, she's been wonderful as far as her whole plan, and really, if we can all kind of follow along with that, I think it will be very beneficial. So again, thank you and bless you.
You too. And as school is out, we remind everybody safe routes to school become safe routes to everywhere. We want kids and their families to help them understand how they can get from point A to point B, whatever their summer destination is, to make sure to pay very close attention. We have a coordinator for safe routes to school, Beth Schmidt, who does a great job during the school year and really promoting this summer. Kids, it's safe routes to everywhere. Be mindful, watch where you're going, and be aware of your surroundings. And families help their kids understand how to travel to their summer programs and to their friends' houses and to the splash pad at Kaiser Community Civic Center, which will open this weekend. Watch for the temperatures. If it's hot enough, it will be open and available for our community to use. So speaking of safe routes to everywhere, Ramiro, thank you for joining us today from the Chariots board. The numbers for ridership and so much more just keep on totally blowing us away. It's fantastic.
Yeah, they just keep on booming, and it's so awesome to see the interest again coming back in riding chariots and utilizing public transit. And I think part of that is the work that we do at Chariots to make sure that everybody is welcomed and included into feeling safe on our public transportation. So leading into that, you might have heard with all the events going on today that it is Pride Month. This month, Chariots joins hundreds of other public transportation providers in recognizing Pride Month. Just under a year ago, our board of directors adopted its diversity, equity, and inclusion plan to cultivate a more inclusive and equitable workplace for its employees and reaffirm its commitment to fairness and respect towards all members of the greater Salem Kaiser community. Our Ride with Pride bus, and that's the if you haven't seen it, it's a big white bus wrapped with a rainbow ribbon on it that says Ride with Pride. That demonstrates our value of and commitment to transparency. It shows support for our diverse community and signals a warm and welcoming space that sends a message that no matter who or where you're going, Chariots is committed to ensuring a safe and comfortable journey for all of our riders year-round. Chariots serves a broad and diverse community. Our values, including transparency, inclusivity, respect, and safety, are rooted in ensuring all riders have a fair and equal access to transit services without regard to race, national origin, religion, gender, sexual orientation, age, disability, income, or other status. So I'm really excited about that. I know that we have a bunch of community members that haven't always had that same respect. I have cousins that have had a tough time coming out. And so I really appreciate what we're doing at Chariots to make sure that we are providing that environment and really support the community for coming together to make sure that we're doing that as well. So you heard a little bit from Mayor Clark earlier about what the city of Kaiser is doing to protect our environment. We heard from Director Bush about what the fire district is doing to protect our environment. Well, Chariots is doing our part as well. We just recently got recognized, or excuse me, we got awarded a Oregon DEQ congestion mitigation and air quality grant for the purchase of 3 charging blocks that will, as well, and that includes the engineering, design, and construction that will support chargers at our operating headquarters facility. So these charging blocks are the, if you'll notice like the Tesla charging stations that are everywhere, this is exactly like that. It's got 2 little chargers, one on each side, so individuals can be able to charge their vehicles, which is lowering the emissions of vehicles. So we're really excited about that. And we were excited that we were, we were recognized as a responsible organization to be able to accept those funds. We heard Director Bush earlier say about, when it comes to applying for grants, you really want to show that you're going to be responsible with those funds. And Chariots was recognized as an organization that has been responsible with those funds. And so we got awarded for that, which was really awesome. Let's see what else. So Chariots is sponsoring 2 Latinx community events. I am happy to share that we will be a bronze level sponsor for the annual Hispanic Heritage Breakfast. This event kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month, and for the first time will be a full day event with exhibits, informational tables, and presentations on leadership, healthcare, and small businesses. The event is Friday, September 15th at the Convention Center. And on the same note, we are also sponsoring another Latinx event, the 50th anniversary of the Colegio of Cesar Chavez. I just realized that the College of Cesar Chavez is older than the city of Kaiser. That's interesting. So yeah, so that college was established in Mount Angel in 1973, and it was the first college accredited and independent 4-year Chicano Latino college in the U.S. The college was closed in 1984 and was named after Cesar Chavez, the Mexican-American civil rights activist. A celebration is scheduled for Saturday, August 26th in Mount Angel at the Father Bernard Youth and Retreat Center. This event will bring together former student alumni, faculty, and staff, and those who have supported the farm worker movement throughout the years. Now that I'm thinking about it, how old is Chariots? So Chariots was formed in 1979. So yes, we are older than the city of Kaiser. Really interesting to dig into that history. Well, that's all I have to share with you today as far as Chariots. One thing that I did want to note is that the Southeast Kaiser Community Center is closed for the summer. So there won't be any Friday dinners or activities for the rest of the summer. Those will open back up in September. So keep an eye on that Facebook page, the Southeast Kaiser coordinator, Southeast Kaiser Community Center coordinator, for more information. And as always, you can visit us at Chariots, Chariots Online or Chariots on Facebook to be able to get the most updated information.
unmute. There we go. I put up briefly the community page from the Chariots website. They're always adding more and more connections around the community, because it's not just getting connecting people in places, but it's connecting community. And I really want to thank the Chariots board, Ramiro for representing Kaiser, and I work closely with Chair Ian Davidson. He represents Chariots on a number of committees. I work with on the Salem Kaiser Area Transportation Study. I think the representative right now is Sadie Carney, Director Carney, on that. So Chariots shows up, and not only just in committees, but now Chariots shows up 7 days a week. And I do want to put on the screen briefly that there will be holiday hours. So I've got that one open somewhere. Here it is. There we go.
Correct. For the Juneteenth holiday, we will be operating at Sunday level service.
Juneteenth and for Independence Day, both of them, again, from the website. If people want to know if there's going to be a change in service, check that website. You guys are doing a great job, your staff, on making sure that the information is current and accessible to people. And I love seeing so many families using Chariots. It's so obvious. It was so needed for weekends. And so many of our youth that are able to get where they need to go for work, for their social activities, for family, and stay also for school activities. The Youth Bus Pass program has been a wild success, and that is not an overstatement. It's been fantastic. So speaking of school, let's wrap it up with Diane. There's so much going on at Chemeketa, and let people know what's happening there. I'm going to pop up some of the stuff that you sent me so we can share it with folks. Welcome back, Diane.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show again. I'm always excited to talk about Chemeketa because there is so much going on. Before we get to the slides, I have a couple things, and I'm bursting at the seams because I just got information that the legislature has passed House Bill SB 523. And what that does, that means that community college can offer a Bachelor of Science in nursing. Our nursing, our RNs that we graduate will be able to stay in the community. They won't have to move. They won't have to transport their children, and they'll be able to get their bachelor's of nursing. And this is something that Chemeketa has worked on for about 4 years. And it started with President Huckestein when she was here, trying to get that through. And we thought we had it through when we had the applied baccalaureate degree, and we were given the opportunity to do that. But for it to have a nursing recognized degree, it needs to be the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So we had to go back to the legislature to get approval. It's on the governor's desk now. Technically it hasn't passed, but it's passed both houses. And we are just elated because one of the benefits is rural communities now. Community colleges can offer this. It creates another pipeline. We have nursing shortages all over the place. And for Salem, Kaiser, and this area, Silverton, they're going to have access to bachelor's level nurses through the local community college. I asked Jessica when we could offer that. Can we do it next year? And she says it'll take probably a couple of years to get the curriculum, get financial aid in place, get Northwest colleges accreditation, and those kinds of things. But in a couple of years, we should be offering a bachelor's of nursing. And so I'm just really excited about that. There's been a lot of graduations too. I went to the nursing pinning ceremony, and for the last few years, we've made that more family oriented. And it's just really exciting. Rather than the faculty putting it's on a ribbon, the pins on the nurses, the family does it rather than the nursing instructors. And so sometimes you see a little 4-year-old walk up and put the pin his mom who went through the program, or you see husbands, you see mothers or grandmothers doing this. It's just really touching. Our graduation ceremony too took place last night, and we made this more family oriented than in the past. It wasn't a big pomp and ceremony. And actually Western is trying this out now. We had people coming through because they can't always make it at the same time in cohorts, and every half hour we did a graduation. And it was not a lot of speeches or anything. It was an opportunity for the students to walk through the process with their family if they wanted to. And when they finished, they went out in the courtyard and had a celebration. So we're going to see how this went. I thought it was really lovely because you'd see the families. They're just so excited. They could take pictures. They could be right up where the student was. And like I say, Western's going to try that. So we'll find out how that goes. And we'll look forward. Last year we had graduation in cars because of COVID, but this year we had it in our gym, and it was nice. And of course we were talking about fire, the fire department, fire things. I went to the fire suppression graduation too, and that was in Brooks. So anyway, I want to talk today about our Viticulture Center. Before that, I want to remind you that Chemeketa is the second largest community college in Oregon. And we have offered our services at many locations. We have the Center for Business and Industry downtown, really helps small business management and has all kinds of other services there. We have the Northwest Wine Studies Center and Conference on Dokes Ferry Road, and I'll talk about that today. That's what I'm going to talk about. We have the Woodburn Center, which is almost what they would call a campus. It's minus a science lab. It needs to have a science lab there. And so if we come out with a bond, we need a science lab. And then it will become a campus because it almost offers a full associate degree there. We have the Yamhill Center, which is another campus. It's in Middle. We have the Dallas Center. And of course, our own Brooks Center, which is right out here in our backyard. But I want to talk about the Northwest Wine Centers program. They offer a lot of things. It's a beautiful place if you haven't been there. And we can go ahead and start bringing the slides up. Okay. I mean, we need to go back one. Well, anyway, that's fine. That's it. Chemeketa at Eola, actually it's 8 acres. It's a large area. It offers a conference center. We have, it's a place where it's a beautiful place for weddings. It has wine tasting there, but it also offers a couple associate degrees. It's a really picturesque place. And it also offers community education events. So we'll go forward, and I wanted to talk just a minute about the 2 degrees it offers. It offers a degree in winemaking, associate applied science degree, and I kind of checked on the salaries for that. Kind of average salary is like $60,000 and can go up to 130. It said when I looked at the statistic. In the vineyard management, again, it's a living wage associate degree, and a vineyard operations certificate of completion, and a wine hospitality operations certificate of completion. Oregon has, there are 1,000 plus vineyards and 725 wineries in Oregon. The vineyard acreage and the number of wineries in Oregon has increased substantially over the last decade. And the Chemeketa Cellars is, it's a wine studies program. It is as I said, home to Chemeketa's 8-acre vineyard, and Chemeketa Cellars is a fully functioning estate teaching, winery, and tasting room. The Chemeketa Cellars tasting room is open to the public for tours, tasting, and wine sales. And when the center is not in use for educational purposes, the contemporary design and majestic views make its conference space a popular meeting and event venture. Whether you're interested in becoming a cellar master, a winemaker, a vineyard manager, a tasting room manager, or something in between, opportunities abound throughout the state. There's a high demand for either one of those degrees. And Chemeketa Cellars is open to the public, and its hours are 3 to 7 p.m. On Thursdays to Friday, and on Saturdays from 12 to 5 p.m. And you can go in there, and they have some food that you can purchase and different kinds of wines. And this is, the students are making award-winning wines. We've won a number of contests. For example, we got a double gold at the San Francisco Chronicle Wine Competition. We got a double gold at the Oregon Wine Awards, and it just goes on and on. I have silver, bronze, gold. So the wines are really good, and the students make them, and they sell them there. You know, they practice waiting on customers and preparing the wines, and it's just a wonderful place. And then they have a number of community type events there. If we can go on to, let's see, which is the next slide. There's a music events at Chemeketa, and these are free. You can go out there. There's food carts, and you can purchase wine, of course, out there. There are some of the events that are on the patio. As you can see, July 7th, Dante Zapata is going to be on the patio, and it's beautiful. It overlooks the Willamette River and the vineyard. It's a very lovely place. Or you can go on other nights, and they have like live music with Haley Lynn on the lawn. You bring your chair. There's no seating. Chair along or a blanket, sit on the lawn and listen to music. So this is a kind of a family event that you may not know about, and something that's fun to do this summer. Let's go on to some of the classes. As you can see, you can go out there and have some fun and learn some things. So these are for the community, and you can find out more about them on the website, which I'll show you in a minute. If you want to do watercolors made easy, want to paint, you can go out there, and you can also purchase wine at the same time and paint, or it's included in the cost of the class. There are some classes in pest ID and scouting and crop estimation. And if you want to have some yoga and wine, you can go to Chemeketa Cellars and learn yoga and have a glass of wine. So there are a number of things, and there's a summer cut flower arranging workshop. I think I like that idea and to learn on that. But these are things that you may not know about that would be fun to do this summer. And I think we can go to the last slide. Let's see, which is just how to contact somebody. I think it's slide 6. That one's not there. It's let's see. Well, anyway, community, the slide here is, it just tells you where you can go to Chemeketa Community College, Eola, and Northwest Wine Studies Center. It's 215 Dokes Ferry Road, Northwest in Salem. And I have the phone number there and where you can get hold of the tasting room. Just something fun to do in the summer that you may not known about Chemeketa. Chemeketa has, like I said, all these different areas where you can take classes. We have over 90 professional technical programs. And plus we have the transfer programs, just the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science that's designed to transfer to a 4-year school. And then we have many students who just graduated with a GED or adult high school diploma, and through many of our programs, and some of our programs in partnership with the Salem Kaiser School District. So those are some of the things that are offered at Chemeketa. Oh, I didn't want to mention one other thing. We have our Wednesday community market that's open from 3 to 7, and you might take advantage of that. They have some good products there, some garden products, some flowers, and some vendors, and it's another fun activity. So that's my report for today.
I've been to that community market and really scored on a piece of artwork that is beautiful in my granddaughter's nursery. So thank you so much for all of that going on. The partnership between the Salem Kaiser School District, the Chemeketa, and for Education for All has been growing and thriving, and we're looking forward to even more in the future as our CTE programs are expanding. Next month, I'm hoping to have on a special guest talking about a new program that is at CTEC. I got to tour a new facility yesterday that's under construction for CTEC Aviation.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. We are bringing even more aviation options for our students right here in the Salem Kaiser School District in partnership with business across our region. Family wage jobs, yeah, we're all about it. Getting them there safely so they can concentrate on studies and not worry about parking. Chariots is all about it. And making sure that we have a very safe community. We're all about it. Thank you everybody for being on the program today. My name is Cathy Clark, Kaiser Mayor, and just so happy to be here with my friends and special guests, Ramiro Navarro from the Chariots Board of Directors, Diane Watson from the Chemeketa Community College Board of Education, Colleen Bush from the Kaiser Fire District Board of Directors, and Director-elect Chrissy Hudson from the Salem Kaiser School Board. Have a great day. We hope to see you over at the Civic Center for Kaiser's 40th. Have a wonderful 4th, and we'll see you at the June edition of Coffee with Cathy. Thank you, everyone.